Around Chicago, around the clock. This is the evening edition on CLTV.
A warning for Chicago residents in the South Shore neighborhood tonight as investigations into an elderly woman's death continues. Flooding to the north and to the west in Iowa. Now the American Red Cross says the money to help, at least in its part, is dried up. Then to downtown Chicago, where the American Girl premiere of the movie is making Chicagoland girls squeal with delight. I'm Sean Lewis. Today's top stories in just one moment, but first, let's check out the forecast.
Another beautiful day across the Chicagoland area. Just a few fair weather cumulus clouds. Temperatures are in the 70s and no lake breeze, at least not today. That's going to change tomorrow. I've got a rather stiff northwesterly wind creating a bit of a breeze out there, but those winds will be easing as the evening wears on. Partly cloudy and pleasant. Temperature is falling to around 60 to 65 degrees by 10 o'clock tonight. You probably won't need a jacket until then, but after that, tonight's going to cool off back down into the 50s. But another warm one away from the lake is on tap for tomorrow. Details on that and the rest of the forecast in 10 minutes.
I'm Rebecca Grazier with your latest commuter cast. The Stevenson remains in bad shape due to a much earlier accident on the outbound side at County Line. We do have an accident on I-80 westbound at Harlem. The two right lanes are blocked with this accident. Traffic is heavy on the westbound side from I-57 into the scene. Eastbound is backing up into Harlem as well as they check out that westbound accident. Over on the Eisenhower inbound side's backed up from Mill, then again from Route 83 to Harlem. Outbound side is heavy from Ashland out to Des Plaines. Mixed in with that is on the Austin exit ramp. It's closed with an accident. Then you're slow from North Avenue to Route 83. I'm Rebecca Grazier, and that's the latest commuter cast.
Well, there are serious concerns along the Illinois-Iowa border tonight where the Mississippi River has risen to a record-breaking level. Many residents abandoned their homes after floodwaters breached a key levee. CLTV's Gaynor Hall has that story.
From Iowa to Illinois and Missouri, communities along the Mississippi River are facing Mother Nature's wrath.
It's like having the boogeyman outside your door.
This morning in the western Illinois town of Gulfport, raging floodwaters broke through a levee, shutting down the bridge that connects Gulfport to Burlington, Iowa. More than a dozen people who were sandbagging along the river had to be rescued by helicopter. Officials are urging residents to evacuate as the floodwaters from Burlington are now rushing across the state line into Henderson County, Illinois. President Bush plans to tour parts of the Midwest on Thursday.
First task at hand is to deal with the floodwaters, to anticipate where the flooding may next occur, and to work with the state and local authorities to deal with the response.
The Mississippi River has swollen to a record-breaking high, surpassing the Great Flood levels of 1993. Meantime, in Cedar Rapids, Iowa, some residents are returning home for the first time, getting a look at their flood-damaged homes and belongings.
I started to cry. I don't know what's left in my life.
In Illinois, 17 counties have been declared disaster areas. Governor Blagojevich today sent an additional 400 National Guard troops to help fight the floods along the Mississippi. Gaynor Hall, CLTV News.
And the American Red Cross says its disaster relief fund is nearly wiped out. The organization says it will now need to borrow money to keep going. So far, its Midwest flood response has cost them $15 million. For more information to donate to the relief agency, you can head online to redcross.org. Meanwhile, businesses in the northwest suburbs along the Fox River and in Antioch along the chain of lakes are partially underwater, could lose most of their summer profits due to flooding. Even establishments that aren't underwater say customers are not coming in because they think the entire area is flooded. Water levels in the lower sections, like the chain of lakes, will likely continue rising until at least Thursday or even Friday. And Chicago police now patrolling around the clock in the South Shore neighborhood of the city. That elderly woman was found beaten to death on Monday afternoon, and investigators are still asking all citizens to be careful. CLTV's Aaron Baskerville has that story.
Chicago police are on the lookout for a killer in the South Shore neighborhood. Investigators went door to door warning neighbors of what happened Monday afternoon. 71-year-old Dorothy Brown Taylor and her dog were apparently found beaten to death in the basement of her apartment building. Family members also say it's possible she was sexually assaulted.
She had a heart of gold. Her heart was just open. She was giving, caring, and loving.
It's just sad. It's heartbreaking to come home and to hear that, and you're not safe anymore. You just want to come home after work, lock your doors, not be personable to anybody.
Investigators say there were no signs of forced entry or evidence that someone was inside her South Coles Avenue apartment. They would only say the man she lived with is safe, but not considered a suspect. Police are sending out a warning to all senior citizens.
We're asking that they utilize IDs, or if someone comes to their door, they don't recognize them, please call the police. And don't let anyone in. We're also asking the community to step up and look out for the seniors.
Taylor was last seen leaving to walk her dog Frisky late Monday morning, part of her daily routine. Now the hunt is on for answers as to why someone would harm the woman, described as a strong mother figure in her family.
What I'm wondering is, how did it happen? I mean, did they break in, or I know she didn't let them in.
It's a terrible thing to happen to our family. No one would ever had thought this would happen to her. It's just tragic. Just tragic. It's just tragic.
There is a $1,000 reward for any information leading to the arrest and conviction of a suspect. Block Club leaders are also meeting to form an action plan. In the South Shore neighborhood, Aaron Baskerville, CLTV News.
A 14-year-old boy who was shot in a drive-by on the city's south side becomes the 27th CPS student killed since the school year started last year. Police say that Ulysses Simmons died overnight from a bullet wound to the stomach. He and another 14-year-old boy were walking down an alleyway in the 700 block of East 92nd Place yesterday afternoon. That's when a white Chevy sedan drove up and someone inside started to shoot. The surviving teen is in stable condition with a shoulder wound. Witnesses tell police that the gunmen were known gang members. So far, police have no suspects in custody. And the FBI is asking for your help to track down a Chicago man who's suspected of strangling a woman and leaving her body in a forest preserve. Authorities say that Jose Galvin went to Mexico after allegedly killing Juana Ornelas and dumping her body in the Shallow Cliffs Forest Preserve in Palos Heights. Her body was found on Christmas Day in 2006. The two attended a holiday party the day before and left together after they began to argue. FBI officials say Galvin may have gone to Jalisco, Mexico, where he has family. If you have information, you are asked to call the Chicago office of the FBI. And the owners of a Rolling Meadows apartment complex are suing the city's police department for what they call a civil rights violation. The police department blocked 12 of the 13 entrances at the 12 Oaks at Woodfield Complex with concrete barriers last week. The only open entrance was used as a checkpoint where officers stopped residents and handed out crime prevention brochures. A lawyer for the complex says the police set up the barricades without warning and without permission. Now they want them removed.
Rolling Meadows, without notice and a hearing to the occupants and notice and a hearing to the owners of the establishment, have taken away their property rights, have walled it in, treated them like a prison.
The Rolling Meadows police chief responded to the lawsuit saying the barricades are meant to deter crime in the neighborhood. Police say there have been 23 major crime incidents in that complex this year alone. And the family of a bicyclist that was killed in Chicago last week is now suing two SUV drivers involved for negligence. 22-year-old Clinton Maselli was riding north on LaSalle Street on Monday last week when the driver of a parked SUV opened her door into his path. Maselli hit the door and was thrown from his bike into traffic, where he was then run over by another SUV. The driver in the parked car was issued a ticket, but the lawsuit claims that both drivers are responsible. The family is seeking more than $50,000 in damages. Another nice day out there in Chicagoland, but of course it could always change. It will change. We'll get a full forecast coming up in Weather on the One. Stay with us.
Once again, the competition is comparing themselves to the Accord. Nice to see them aiming so high. The all-new Accord from Honda.
There are so many reasons to go to the 28th Annual Taste of Chicago, June 27th to July 6th in Grant Park. There's plenty of free entertainment, family fun, cooking demonstrations, and a lineup of headliners at the Petrillo Music Shell, featuring Chaka Khan, Stevie Wonder, Joss Stone, and Bonnie Raitt. And of course, let's not forget the food, with more than 70 restaurants offering over 300 menu items. Tastes better than ever. Taste of Chicago is presented by the City of Chicago and U.S. Cellular. For more information, visit tasteofchicago.us.
Weather on the Ones is brought to you by AT&T. See what's new from the new AT&T. Visit att.com.
Dear Comcast Cable, why do you treat me this way?
I need a new choice in TV. That's all I gotta say. Give me 100% digital. Something in the crystal clear zone.
I want new bundle choices. Get AT&T on the phone.
I got the blues. The Comcast Cable Company blues.
Call AT&T to get bundles with advanced TV and high-speed internet. Plus, find out how to qualify for up to $100 cash back. Call AT&T. I got the cable company blues. The new AT&T. Your world delivered.
Welcome back, folks. Time to go over to the WGN-TV Weather Center coming up on 5:11 now. Mr. Mike Hamernick standing by with a live look at what we have in store for tonight. Hi, Mike.
Hey, Sean. A beautiful day again today, and it looks like we'll have one or two more of these coming up over the next several days. Some subtle changes here and there, but overall, you can't beat this kind of weather at this time of the year. A little bit cool over in LaPorte, Indiana, 70 degrees. Lake cooling going on there. And the lake cooling we have in Indiana today will shift into the Chicagoland area tomorrow, and that's one of the subtle changes we'll be looking at for tomorrow. But down in the Loop right now, 75 degrees after a high of 76. Gorgeous weather. Nice rebound temperature-wise after some cool morning lows. What a night it was for sleeping last night. A few spots dropped down into the 40s, including Chesterton, Indiana, as well as Wilmette, under clear skies overnight. And we've just seen a few fair weather cumulus clouds here in Chicago. A little bit more in the way of cloudiness in Michigan. Some shower activity there, but most of that shower activity is light and confined to northern Michigan, where they're not really experiencing much in the way of flooding problems. 76 right now officially at O'Hare, 76 at Midway, 75 at the lake, 68 at Michigan City, and 66 over at Saugatuck this afternoon. The real heat is confined right now to the southwest, the desert southwest, and the far south. And humidity-wise, we've shoved all that Gulf moisture south along the Gulf Coast. So without the moisture, it's tough to get any kind of shower activity going here in Chicago or anywhere in the Midwest, let alone anything heavy across the area. There are some showers and storms across the Plain States and in the New England area, but here high pressure is ruling, and that high pressure will remain in control for the next several days. So the cool northerly flow that will turn off the lake tomorrow will persist for 2 more days before things begin to change and turn around as we head into the weekend. But for the next 48 hours, dry here in Chicago, not a drop of rain to be found. But there will be some substantial rains out over the Plain States, and that system will edge in our direction over the weekend, unfortunately. But for tomorrow, another great day with highs away from the lake into the 70s. If you're headed out this evening, partly cloudy, pleasant. The wind that's been gusting to near 30 miles per hour at times will be easing. Temps falling to around 60 to 65 degrees by 10 o'clock tonight. For overnight, we're going to be cooling off once again. Chilly outside of the city, 50 for a morning low in the burbs with a west wind light at 4 to 8 miles per hour. And then for tomorrow, another great day, sunny to partly cloudy, but it will be cooler downtown and lakeside. Only 64 along the lake for a high tomorrow, 70s well inland away from the lake. 76 on Thursday, the first day of summer. On Friday, 82 degrees. Unfortunately, a chance of showers and storms by late in the day, and highs will remain in the lower 80s over the weekend. No blistering heat, but things will warm up by Saturday and Sunday. Sean.
All right, Mike. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
I'm Rebecca Grazier with your latest CommuterCast. We still have that accident on the westbound side of I-80 at Harlem. The 2 right lanes remain blocked there, and traffic is solid from I-57 into the scene of that accident. On your tollways, 294 northbound is slow at 190, then again at Rockland. Southbound side stop and go from Dempster to Toohey, Roosevelt to Ogden, Archer, then at 127th. Eastbound of the Jane Addams is slow at Elmhurst to the River Road toll. Westbound's tight at Route 53. Route 53 northbound is backed up at Gulf to the Jane Addams, then again at Lake Cook. Southbound side is slow from Randolph to Kirchhoff, then Woodfield to Higgins. I'm Rebecca Grazier, and that's the latest CommuterCast.
Well, a new national report is out. It confirms what drivers around here already know. Chicago is a pretty bad place to drive. The report by the INRIX Electronic Traffic Information Service ranks Chicago the 3rd most congested city in the country. Los Angeles and New York were numbers 1 and 2. According to the study, Chicago is also home to some of the worst bottlenecks in the country. 2 of the worst are the infamous Hillside Strangler and the Circle Interchange along the Dan Ryan Expressway. Speaking of traffic, a major backup this morning in the southwest suburbs in Romeoville. The 7-Eleven on Weber Road was giving away free gas. It started at 7 o'clock in the morning. Within 2 hours, the station had pumped more than 8,000 gallons. It was a promotion for payday and score candy bars, so drivers not only got some free gas, but also got some free candy bars and souvenirs too. And the CTA is looking to go green. The agency began testing a lighter weight hybrid electric bus that would double the fuel efficiency of the current hybrid buses. The new bus, called the EcoSaver, claims to get 7 to 8 miles per gallon. Regular diesel-powered buses average 2 to 3 miles a gallon. The CTA's current hybrids get about 4 miles a gallon. The testing is part of a broader movement by the CTA to look into more efficient and earth-friendly technology.
Over the next few weeks, the CTA will operate this bus throughout the day on various routes in order for CTA personnel to evaluate its fuel efficiency, propulsion technology, and overall performance on handling the volume of CTA rides that we provide daily.
CTA expects ultimately to save more than $500,000 a year in fuel costs by implementing the new electric hybrid buses. And the cost of fuel hitting United Airlines where it hurts. The country's #2 carrier said today it'll spend more than $9.5 billion this year on jet fuel. That's up $3.5 billion over last year. Despite that news, the airline still expects to see a small gain in passenger revenue. Earlier this month, though, the airline caught 1,100 jobs and scaled back its capacity to help make ends meet. Still to come in Indiana, Robert thought a kid's lemonade stand, pretty easy target. Joke was on him. 12-year-old girl was able to put him behind bars. We'll tell you how that crime went sour. Plus, talk about a traffic jam. An out-of-the-ordinary vehicle for a highway turns up in Florida. Tell you all about that coming up here on CLTV. Stay with us.
Play Illinois Lottery's Replay for Riches. 6 new games, $275 million in total available cash prizes, plus a second chance drawing. Illinois Lottery. Have a ball.
Chicago storm season hits hard and changes fast. CLTV is there at every turn with weather on the ones from the WGN TV Weather Center. Updates when you need them. Watch Weather on the Ones every 10 minutes on CLTV and online at CLTV.com.
Honey, what's wrong? Are you okay?
I just had a bad dream. I'm gonna go check on the kids. Here it is.
What's that?
Oh, you know, that life insurance we talked about? It's been on my mind.
You mean Life Choice from Colonial Penn?
Yeah, the one we really liked, right? Look, this is whole life insurance. What do you think?
I think you'd feel more secure if we had some permanent insurance. I would.
You're right. We can't just rely on my coverage at work.
And with Life Choice, we'd have coverage that we can count on and a premium that's locked in. No increases ever, guaranteed.
She's right. Your rate is guaranteed and it won't go up. If you're between the ages of 18 and 75, you can apply for up to $25,000 of coverage with Life Choice from Colonial Penn. Your rate can never go up, and your coverage can never go down or be canceled. It's permanent whole life insurance. Some plans simply stop at 65 or 70, and some have rates that go up year after year. Not Life Choice. It has a locked-in benefit and a locked-in rate. Guaranteed. You can apply for up to $25,000 in coverage at an affordable rate with no medical exam. Just answer a few simple health questions. Once accepted, your coverage is permanent with no rate increase ever. And it builds cash value, too. Call now for free information.
Getting Life Choice will put both our minds at ease.
Come on, let's go back to sleep.
A good night's sleep.
Call 1-800-889-2700 to receive free information, and we'll mail you our beneficiary planner absolutely free. Call 1-800-889-2700 or visit our website, colonialpenn.com. There's no obligation. Call now.
Continuous coverage of local news only on CLTV.
This summer, my family didn't go anywhere, and I had the best summer vacation ever.
The best summer vacations start right in your own backyard at The Great Escape, where we have patio sets, pools, play sets, and more. Like the Sonoma Collection, 7 pieces for only $4.99. Or the Veranda Wicker Collection, 4 pieces for only $3.59. Purchase any designer collection and get a free chaise lounge. Only at The Great Escape.
Escape your everyday, shop The Great Escape.
Well, the stars are coming out tonight downtown as the American Girl movie premiere has girls from across the area going gaga. CLTV's Randy Bellosomo joining us from the AMC Theater on Illinois Street in Streeterville with the story. Hi there, Randy.
Hi there, Sean. Abigail Breslin will soon walk the red carpet behind me. The Oscar nominee is now starring in a new movie that it seems like every little girl wants to see. If you thought the Mag Mile was only for stores and skyscrapers, think again.
I'm so excited that these houses are being auctioned off for such a good cause, and there's really no better way to share Kit's Treehouse, so thank you guys so much.
Actress Abigail Breslin offered us a tour of Kit's home on Abbott Place, a 10-foot replica of her house in the upcoming American Girl movie. The playhouse will soon be raffled off to help the homeless and underprivileged kids.
I think it's cool.
Why?
Because it was made just like Kit's house in the movie.
The story of Kit Kittredge is set in the Great Depression, when Kit is forced to give up her bedroom so Mom can take in boarders. She hangs in through the tough times by turning to her typewriter. Kit dreams of becoming a journalist.
They teach you about history and how there's different life stories, and it's very interesting.
But what if we make believe?
The girls here, though, had a dream come true of their own. A picture-perfect memory of meeting the new star of a storyline that's taught them so much.
No matter what your life situation may be, it can always be good.
The Playhouse will stay outside the Hancock Center through July 13th. The movie opens to the public on July 2nd. It also stars Chicago's own Joan Cusack and Chris O'Donnell, so Mom just might like it too. In Streeterville, Randy Bellosomo, CLTV News. Sean, back to you.
All right, Randy, have fun out there. Thanks a lot.
You bet.
Well, Michael Beasley is in town making his case for the Chicago Bulls, one of 2 top prospects, hoping to become the #1 pick in the NBA draft. The Kansas State freshman is on a 2-day visit with the Bulls, working out, testing his skills on the court. Today, reporters grilled Beasley on the so-called character issues that have followed him through 5 high schools in 4 years. Beasley seemingly ready for that question.
That was crazy. Nah, I say yes or no. I left that one unanswered.
Oh, the Bulls' other top prospect is Memphis standout and Simeon High School grad Derrick Rose. The Bulls will make their choice soon. The NBA draft held in New York on June 26th. Now let's get a check of the forecast from the WGN-TV Weather Center.
Well, temps today managed to make it up a few degrees warmer than yesterday, mid-70s across much of the Chicagoland area with no lake breeze. By 10 o'clock tonight, we'll fall off into the 60s, and overnight, readings will fall back into the 50s once again. No need for the air conditioner tonight. Tomorrow, a little bit different story. It's going to be warm away from the lake, 70s there, but along the lake, much cooler downtown tomorrow, as highs will struggle to make it up above 65 degrees along the lake. A warming trend as we head into the weekend, but along with that warmer 80-degree weather, will come a chance of showers and thunderstorms as early as Friday night.
I'm Rebecca Grazier with your latest commuter cast. That earlier accident on the westbound side of I-80 has just been cleared up at Harlem, but as you can see, you're still seeing that delay because of that earlier accident. You're backing up on the westbound side from I-57 all the way past Harlem. Let's take a look at the Edens inbound side. It's solid from Lake Cook all the way down to the Kennedy. Outbound side's backed up from the Kennedy up to Dundee. Over on the inbound side of the Kennedy, you're backed up from the River Road toll to Canfield, Lawrence to Keeler, then Randolph to the Eisenhower. Outbound side slow from Fullerton up to Sayre. Travel times now inbound Edens about an hour 5:55 back up to Lake Cook. I'm Rebecca Grazier, and that's the latest commuter cast.
Around the clock traffic, only on CLTV.
Tired of patchy brown grass that just won't grow no matter how hard you try? Want this summer to be different and finally have the lush green lawn of your dreams? Forget about gimmicks. It's not the mulch. The real solution is in the seed. Introducing Quick Lawn by Gardener's Choice, the world's first and only 4-season grass seed. An amazing breakthrough by university scientists for a lawn that grows faster, thicker, and lusher than any other grass seed on earth. guaranteed. In lab tests under identical conditions, Quicklon sprouted 3 to 5 days faster than this widely advertised brand. Plus, it grew twice as thick and stayed fuller and lusher. The secret? Less fill, more and better seed. Quicklon not only grows quickly, it multiplies rapidly, chokes out weeds, and fills in bare spots. It's great for patches and perfect for lawns. Have trouble growing grass in the shade? With Quicklon, it's a breeze. Quicklon's strong, durable root system withstands even the highest traffic areas and outperforms rivals in any soil or climate under the toughest conditions. To prove it, we bought Quicklon and the other brand in plain plastic containers without any soil at all. Under the exact same conditions, Quicklon still sprouted faster and grew twice as thick. For eliminating pet urine spots, Quicklon is as good as they come. And when it comes to price, Quicklon wins hands down again. Why spend $19.95 to cover just 50 square feet when you can order Quicklon for the same price and cover 500 square feet? That's 10 times more seed and 10 times more coverage. Wait, there's more. Order right now and we'll double the offer to 1,000 square feet. That's only 2 cents per square foot. Don't miss this incredible dealer direct price of only $19.95 plus shipping and handling. Put Quicklon to the test in your yard. If you're not 100% thrilled with your lawn this summer, just return the packaging for a full product refund.
Order Quicklon now for only $19.95 and get 2 for the price of 1 plus shipping and handling. Call 1-800-709-5029. That's 1-800-709-5029. Call now.
If you're remodeling any portion of your house, you can't afford to miss this information. It's the information retailers don't want you to see.
Our whole entire house of cabinetry was going to come to a little over $60,000. Direct Buy came back with $38,000, so the savings is almost too good to be true.
One of the estimates that we had gotten was $10,000 to redo this small bathroom. It ended up costing us, with everything, including labor, under $3,000.
Just on our kitchen alone, we saved almost $10,000.
It adds up to about a $30,000 to $40,000 savings overall.
Call the number on your screen now to receive your free insider's guide to buying direct. Plus, you'll also receive a free visitor's pass for an exclusive tour of your local Direct Buy showroom. Call the number on your screen right now to get started buying the Direct Buy way. Stop paying retail and become part of Direct Buy, the private, members-only showroom and design center. Don't wait another minute. Pick up the phone and call now.
Well, a small plane made an emergency landing right in the middle of a busy Florida interstate. Happened this afternoon on I-95 in Volusia County, Florida. 2 people were on that plane at the time of the incident. No word yet on what caused that to happen. Traffic was brought to a standstill, as you can see, while mechanics worked to get the plane off the highway. There were no injuries. Well, an Indiana robber who tried to rob a lemonade stand was thwarted by the little girl. The stand, owned and operated by a 12-year-old. Her name, Dominique Moorfield. There she is in Terre Haute. The robber was 18-year-old Steve Tryon. He walked up, grabbed $17.50, and he took off. Moorfield, though, chased him until he went into a house. She called the cops. It took them nearly an hour to get him to surrender. Tryon was arrested and is being held on $50,000 bond, also facing felony charges of robbery. Moorfield and her friends do plan to keep that stand open, but they will have an adult supervision from now on. And that will do it for this half hour of news here on CLTV. Still much more news ahead, including more on that murder of an elderly woman in the South Shore neighborhood and another look at today's forecast. We'll be right back.
They tried to take everything we had. They froze our accounts. They levied our accounts for over $17,000, threatening to imprison my husband.
I'm not an actor, and none of the people appearing in this commercial are actors. Thousands of law-abiding Americans have turned to power tax relief. Honest people